Everyone, how are we doing? Hope you're getting ready for Easter if you're going to celebrate this week or the next week, and overall have a fantastic time with the family. This is Jordan, and today we're going to talk about pound cut. This is a rare opportunity, if you ask me, guys, because it takes place on the higher time frames. And for the higher time frames to develop setups which are usually much more reliable than the lower time frames, it takes a lot of time. So this again is a rare opportunity, and it took some time to develop. You can see the last time we had an opportunity to trade this large range, which takes the place of a triangle. The shape, sorry, was right here, and that was years ago, right? So now we're back to the bottom, and when it comes to ranges, big or small, it's always about two things. Once the price goes to the boundary of the range, the first assumption is that the price is going to bounce. The second assumption is that the price is going to break. Your job, or at least my job as a trader, is to try and position myself around this zone, figuring out which way the price is going to go, because this gives me the best risk reward ratio. So having that said, and we have the price at the bottom here, the first assumption for me is to look for buys. That means I need to drop to the lower time frame, see what's happening there, and what the lower time frames are telling me in terms of direction. So the first thing that we can say is, at least for me, it becomes more or less clear that we have something that reminds inverted head and shoulders here. And if we look at it, it looks pretty decent. The next thing that I'm looking at is the convergence, which also took place already right here. Okay, so now the head and shoulders is definitely confirming the idea. Let me just remove all these lines and use this one, okay, to make it a bit more precise, but we can see it's actually being broken, right? Even using this spike, not this one. So things start to look better on the MACD. We start to look higher highs, and overall the level that we have is pretty decent. Now, since the 4-hour chart plays the role of the entry time frame here, you should expect for this thing to go and develop on the higher time frames, meaning that you will be looking for the targets on the higher time frames like daily and weekly, right? And we already mentioned that the pattern that we're working with sits on weekly chart. That means you might be getting here fantastic risk reward ratio, but you will need to wait. Okay, if you're fighting for the last target being the top of it, that could take weeks, maybe even months. It's more like months here actually, not weeks, right? But one such trade could be actually delivering half of your yearly target, for example. Okay, because what you can do is start the attacks here. You might get you can actually split the risk here, right, to start the attacks from market and then lower targets, sorry, not targets, entries during pullbacks, and then you can actually start adding more and more and more entries, add-on entries, as the price is moving up. So one such setup with the add-ons could be actually delivering amazing profits in the long run. And that's the beauty of it, because now you have a direction. Half of the job is now done, right? You know where this thing is supposed to go in the longer term. All you need to do is, as long as it holds, right, and it doesn't break and it doesn't do something fishy here, you know your direction is up. So pullbacks and buys, consolidations and buys, and so on and so forth. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments please, and I'll be very happy to answer. Have a good day.